Welcome to SC Custom Designs. We are now going to stain the bandsaw box. We have created a series. Hopefully you can follow the series from the beginning to the end. The beginning is finding wood that you clamp up together, or a solid piece of wood that you can cut a thing out of wood. Bandsaw box, don't be confused by the box part. Nothing is boxy about this whatsoever. Let's see what you can see here. So again, follow the series. You never believe what this guy looked like when I first started. So now we're getting on to the staining. Staining can be very tricky, and there are just a few tips. Let's see if I can provide those to you. That you will, once you commit with the stain touching the wood, you want to follow through. So in other words, what can happen, what can go wrong? Let's just say you stick your applicator into the stain, whether that's a rag or one of these sponge brushes. You drip. Believe it or not, that drip is going to become a semi-permanent part of your project, and that's not really what you're going for, I'm sure. So think about the way you're going to apply it in such a way that you're not going to drip onto your wood. Always keep a wet edge as well. Okay, so carry through with going right next to where you're applying the stain. The most challenging part is going to be the outside, this curvy part. So I think I'll start out, perhaps, well, it makes sense to start off here. So there you go. We're going to go ahead and saturate our applicator here and have at it. Again, you want to try to keep a wet edge. Now this wood is very, very thirsty. Now notice that it already started to go to the front. If you see, or another area, if you see that it's doing that, follow through. Go ahead and just start getting the stain on there. And just try to do the best you can. Some stains are more forgiving than other stains. This is a very dark stain. See there, I went and dripped. So you just want to make sure you get that right away. All right. Now this is the back part of it. I'm not as concerned with the back part of it getting stain on it. Okay. There we go. You can see certain parts are just drinking up that stain. Now this has a lot of pigment in it, by the way. A lot of pigment. So what they want you to do here is let it set up for a bit. Okay. So I can see already it's starting to come this way, so I'm going to hit that right away. Okay. Really, and the best thing to do is get her done. Just go for it, my friends. This isn't something that I do every day, so I have to reacquaint myself with the process. If it's something I did every day, it would just happen more naturally. I used to do these types of things more in the 90s when I worked for a painting company. I did all aspects of painting. I ran a crew. We did old construction, new construction. I'm just going to go ahead and try to Get the inside. As you can see, there's drips going on inside there as well. So let's just grab it quick, especially in the front. That's where what the customer is going to see is that front part first. So let's go ahead and go for it. This will probably set up pretty fast being out in the sun. I am going to let the stain and the pigment sit on it for quite a while. I'm just going to make sure that like I said, go over it. Make sure you get all those, any droops, the inconsistencies. The wood is going to receive the stain in some areas and reject it in others. So you just want to be careful. I'm already losing some of my sun. Sun doesn't waste any time. Moves on. All right, so sometimes it's just easy to learn how to do something watching somebody do it. One of the reasons why I do a lot of videoing, because that's the way you learn. I know I'm a visual learner myself. I like the auto to read. But it's also invaluable to watch somebody do a thing. Again, if this is the first time you're seeing the bandsaw box, the creation of it, know that there is a series. Please consider subscribing. Now obviously you're going to want to go with the grain, right? Not against the grain. This would be going against the grain. And just keep going over and over and over till you're real comfortable what you see. Because once it sets up, the only option to correct is to sand it out. It's not the end of the world. Not a big deal. You can sand it out. It just takes more time. More time. Kind of go into fast motion when I stain, just knowing that some stains set up quicker than others. So the next stage will be to put some kind of finish on it. Can't believe how much I lost my sun already. Yeah, put some kind of finish on it. I'm probably going to use quick drying lacquer. I got a show that's coming up this weekend here in the end of September. And so this guy needs to dry. Needs to dry, and I need to get, where's my sun? Unbelievable. Let me come on this side. Boy, is he thirsty. Really, really thirsty. Okay. Now we're going to go do some cleanup. You can see that it was drooping this way. Just drooping down that way. All right. The easier part to do, all straight. I'll just keep going over and over and over until it's satisfactory. I don't see any issues. There's a knot there, so naturally it's not receiving the product. Be careful that it's not drooping there. Oop. All right, another thing you can do, another option for you, is to get a cloth with a little bit of thinner, and before it totally dries or sets, get any of those areas that weren't satisfactory. Now this is the front. Very, very important that I make sure that this is looking top notch. There's an ant that decided it wanted to be a part of the creation. That's great. All right, we're just about done here. Make sure we get anything inside that might not look just right. So give you an idea of pricing when you're pricing out these types of things. Wow, that sun is moving along. You can basically, if the price of the unit, let's say the price is, in this case, this guy's going to be $130. I won't budge on that price, by the way. I've budged on other bandsaw boxes, but I won't budge on this one. A lot of work. But anyway, so if it's let's just give it a round number, $100. For finishing, I would add on another $100. You put a lot of time already into sanding it. Those of you who've been doing this for a while, you know. I've got a t-shirt that makes fun of sanding. You spend a lot of time. Certainly I've spent a lot of time sanding this guy. But finishing is that, and it's also a skill. It's the finishing. Let's just say I wouldn't be moving